Welcome to my short video series for first-time travelers. In this video, we are going to discuss pay. So effectively, you are paid in two ways. The first of which comes in the form of your hourly rate, which is what you're accustomed to now in a permanent role. Now, the second part of your pay comes in the form of tax-free stipends for meals and for housing. Keyword there is tax-free. So this is a huge advantage to travelers because typically your stipend pay is close to about half of what you're making. So half what you're making being tax-free. Now, there is some stipulations around receiving stipends. How are you eligible? That's always a big question I get. So the IRS has a rule that if you live within 50 miles of a facility, you are not eligible for stipends. So in that instance, what we do, assuming the hospital will accept local candidates, is that we would put all of your money into your hourly rate, which of course is taxed. Now, most of my travelers don't have that rule. So the IRS looks at two things to receive stipends. One, you're outside that 50-mile radius. And two, you are duplicating expenses. So you already have a home base and now you are traveling, out of town, out of state, across the country, and now you have to, effectively rent another place to live. So that's how they look at stipend pay. So you're paid on a weekly basis, with the exception of the very first week. That first week, you are obviously logging your hours, so we can't pay you because we don't have a crystal ball. So your pay will begin that second week, but then every week thereafter, you will be paid. Now, when we look at putting your pay package together, everything is customizable. Everything's on the table. So the best way to look at it is that you've got one bill rate, right? And we can divide that bill rate any way that you like. So starting on the basics, right? My first priority as your recruiter is to maximize your stipends. Now your stipends are, again, based off the IRS and by zip code of where you're going. So your stipend amount in, say, Kansas City, Kansas is going to be vastly different than what you're being paid in say, Los Angeles. So your average stipend amount that you'll see on a weekly basis is $1,057. Now, when you're going to the more expensive cost of living cities like the LA, Seattle, New York City, that amount can be as high as $3,000 per week. So again, I'm going to first maximize your stipend pay, and then whatever's left over in that bill rate, I am going to then put into your hourly rate. My goal, keep your hourly rate as low as I can because that's taxed. Obviously, I want to keep it at a rate that makes the IRS happy. So I don't want to go below that and get you in trouble. Now, as far as customizing your package, right? So you can have relocation assistance, money for scrubs, rental car, the list goes on. So I can structure that any way you want. Now, it all, again, comes from the same pot of money. So I have some travelers that want to maximize their weekly pay, so they'll not elect to take any of those extra things. I have other travelers that would like to have relocation assistance. So in that instance, I am going to, depending on what the amount is, I'll try to front load all of that relocation, which is tax-free, into your very first paycheck. So that's going to reduce your overall weekly rate, not by much, but a little bit. But then you'll have that advantage of having some of that money, upfront in a lump sum. So that's kind of how that works as far as pay goes. I always recommend to my travelers, talk to your tax professional. We're recruiters. We're not tax pros. I can certainly give you, some advice and things to discuss with your tax consultant, but these are best conversations to have with them. But this should give you, a rough understanding of how the pay structure works. And of course, I'm always here to schedule a call with you and go into more detail or answer any more questions that you might have. But I just want to thank you for watching this video, and hopefully you watch my others and you're more informed for it. Thank you.